Hey guys, this is Morgborg here, and here with me today I've got a lot of cell phones that I purchased from eBay. This is a lot of 43 cell phones that I paid for $25 plus $14 approximately for shipping. I've waited a little bit for this, a few days, so let's get into it. By the way, there's going to be a follow-up video to this when I test the devices. I was interested in the listing because it has smartphones in it. Yeah, bear with me, this isn't a very good one. Okay, so I'm gonna have to do the same thing on top. Hang on a sec. Okay, so this is the package, and it is inside separate pieces. Oh, this one's way heavier. This one's probably got smartphones in it, and that's it, and some empty thing. Okay, so tear into these. Okay, so now let's pull them out. So here's the first one. It's a Galaxy S with a little bit of crack down there. This one seems pretty nice. It's a US Cellular. By the way, the listing said that none of these come with batteries, and I'll confirm that later. There's a Samsung Virgin Mobile. I recognize this. I'm going to see what it is. And it is an SPH M310. There's this Samsung Gusto 3. There's this Kyocera. By the way, most of these are on US Cellular. This Samsung. Okay. This Kyocera. This one's this one appeared to come with the back off. This one has a SIM card in it. CR108. I'm assuming that's some generic phone. Yeah, there's no branding on it. Okay, this is one of the things I was interested in. This is LG. I'm guessing this is an LG Volt or something of the sort. I really hope this doesn't have a bad LCD, but we'll see about that. Okay, there's a Sony Ericsson. Seems pretty nice. This LG on US Cellular. Pretty nice. It's a VX830. Interesting. This Kyocera and Cricket. By the way, these need to be cleaned up. Excuse me. Then this Motorola. The front glass is cracked. It's an i776. Pardon me. Wow. Okay, the Samsung track phone. I think it's a T301G if I'm not mistaken. I don't expect that to be able to like fully work. Okay, this thing was pretty interesting. It's a Nokia track phone. And then this is a $22.85. And then that's all for that package. And then over here is this LG, I think 840G. And then this other, this is an audio box. It appears that antenna's damaged. CDM 8900 AU, so I'm assuming that means this is from Australia. And the front glass right there's missing. This Kyocera on US Cellular. Most of these are on US Cellular. I think I said that already. LG Cosmos, I have one of these already. I'm pretty sure this works. Got the plastic wrap on it. Yeah, I watched Technoman YT unbox a eBay phone lot, and he appeared to think this is like nail polish or something, but no, it's just plastic wrap. I'll finish that off later. Okay, this is an LG Optimus Dynamic 2. This CTE thing. This actually appears to be a mobile hotspot. You know what? Because it's very interesting. That says WPS. So this is a mobile hotspot. Interesting. Samsung Guster 2 have 2 of these already. I'm expecting this to work. This Samsung on Cricket. Okay, this is one of the things I was really excited about. This is a SMJ320p, which I think this is the Galaxy Soul. If you know what the Galaxy Soul is, it's the J3 2016 on Cricket. LG Revere, whatever, however it's pronounced. I'm expecting this to work. This LG on US Cellular. This one's really clean. It's a VX210. Oh, you know what? Actually, that's a UX210. I'm sorry. It's a UX210. Okay, this is a Samsung Snap. I know some of these model numbers already. Okay, gonna have to clean that up. Thing pinched me. Galaxy Express 3.
Yeah, what?
Didn't test that. By the way, I also really wanted this Samsung on US Cellular. Don't really care to take the back off. This Samsung is another one of these. There we go. The back was messed up. This Nokia on US Cellular. I really like Nokias. Okay, this is a 6019i. So this seems to be pretty much an exact unit of the 6069, except this one's in worse condition. It's way faded and such. Okay, this Alcatel thing on Cricket. I do not expect this to work because the front glass is missing. Yeah, that's pretty much a goner right there. This LG on US Cellular. I bet this works too. If I'm not mistaken, that's a micro USB charging port. Interesting. Okay, this P-Tel phone.
Doggy.
P-Tel Ice. Not too interested in that. The Samsung SCH R451C have one of these. Pretty nice. This Motorola V265. this Galaxy S3 was another one I was interested in. I'm not really expecting this to work. I mean, maybe. I'm gonna check if it has AMOLED cracks. Right off, it doesn't appear to have AMOLED cracks. But I think this is a US Cellular Galaxy S3. Samsung Droid Charge on US Cellular. I think that's a screen protector. Yeah, this thing seems like it's in really good condition. Droid Charge. Another Galaxy S3, I bet this works. Okay, this I'm not so hopeful about because of that huge crack right there. Now a sec. This is an LG 730. That's the model number. This custom modded, custom faceplate Nokia. I won't be able to get the back off that. This Cricket ZTE phone, I bet this works. This Motorola Razr, I bet it works. And then this Samsung Freeform, I think it is. Samsung Freeform. Okay, so none of these have batteries. The seller was correct. Sometimes they advertise incorrectly. Okay, so that's the phone lock, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back, and I just lined up the phones to make sure I got everything that was in the listing, and it appears I did. So that wraps up this video, and hope you enjoyed. Be sure to subscribe, and remember to watch the follow-up where I tell you which ones work to my knowledge and which ones don't to my knowledge. So yeah, hope you enjoyed, and peace out. Crazy, this is a hot spot, am I right? Hello everyone, and welcome back to Morgborg Tech. This is my unboxing of my second ever eBay phone lot. I picked this up for $32.02. Yes, you heard me right, $32.02. Even though in the title it's going to just say $32. And yeah, I do not have much words to say for this video other than I got one steal of a deal for this lot. When I first saw the listing, I saw that there was at least 60 phones in this lot and a charger for a BlackBerry. And so how it went was that it was an auction. It started out at 99 cents, and it was about $20 for shipping, even though it was a little higher than that. I just rounded for you guys. And I made an offer with the seller, $5. They countered with 10, and I accepted that because that was still quite the deal. There's plenty of smartphones and basic phones in this lot, so you're going to be seeing a good amount of both. And with that being said, let's get into the box. I took off the shipping label for obvious reasons, so nobody can stalk me, of course. But I didn't actually cut into this box, so here goes. And you can see how large this box is because of the box not fitting on the camera. I'm just using a little knife here to get into this box. I'm actually having to walk around it. That's how big this thing is. Whoops. This
thing came to me very fast as well, which I also appreciated. I literally ordered this thing 2 days before I am filming this. So, yeah. Let's get this open here. You can probably see some of the phones already, because this thing is packed. There's packing peanuts, oh boy. I was not expecting packing peanuts in here. So I'm just going to cut this out too, once I have this all situated here, so then you don't have to watch me take packing peanuts out of a box. Okay, so I'm back, and as you can see, this is a lot of phones here, and you can already see the charger I was talking about right there. And so the seller told me that some of these have batteries and back covers, and what the listing also said is that these have not been fully tested. So with that, let's get into it. Starting off here, this is a new phone. As you can see, it's kind of dirty here. This one has a battery, so that's pretty good. I have never had a new phone before, so that's pretty interesting. This is... it doesn't say. As you can see, this one here has some cracked glass, although it's not too major. Yeah, I forgot to mention that the seller did say that some of these do have cracked glass on them. This here is a Sanyo Incognito. I've seen these before, and I think they actually look really cool. You can see here, when the phone is on, this lights up, but when it's all off, it's just blank. It's on Boost Mobile, and it does not have a battery. As you can see here, SCP-6760. There's a whole bunch of those Sanyos in the listing. Here's 2 more of them, right here. Literally the same thing. I counted at least 4 of these in the pictures. Here's a few more of them. All of them on Boost Mobile. There's still more of them in here. This might be the last of them. There's 3 more of them. Also on Boost Mobile. So, that is 9 Sanyo Incognitos, which is a lot. That is a lot of having one phone in a lot. Here's some sort of Samsung Verizon phone. No, this is a Sprint phone. What was I thinking? SPH M800. This one does not have a battery in it, but I think I might have one that fits in here, so that's good news for this thing. Here's an LG Dare. I already have one of these. This one is kind of sticky on it. No battery. VX9700, that is the Dare. I have one that's in better condition. Here's this LG flip phone. I don't know what carrier this is on. Okay, this is a track phone. As you can see, there's the logo right there. This one does have a battery. And a SIM card. This is the LG 420G. And it's really good that this has a SIM card, because otherwise this thing would immediately be junk out of the box. Here's a Sanyo Juno on Boost Mobile. Let's see if this one has a battery. Yes, it does. I thought these things are kind of cool. I like Sanyos, if you can't tell. Okay, here's an actual Samsung Verizon phone. I don't know what this one is. It has a battery that, whoa, that is definitely bloated, so I'm gonna have to kiss this thing goodbye. It's an SCH i910, so I think this might actually be a Windows phone, even though I'm not sure. It does look kind of premium as well, which makes me think it could be a Windows phone, as in it's running Windows Mobile, as Windows Phone was not a thing at the time. As you can see, here's the battery that came with it. Definitely bloated, so this thing I'm gonna definitely have to get rid of. I'm gonna put that separate. Here's two of these Blackberries here on Nextel. This one here has a sticky back, and I don't know what the models are, so I'm just going to try and take off the back. This one does not have a battery, and it's let's see here. I didn't even have to take off the back to read it, because right there says it's BlackBerry 7100i. And here's another one of these. Oh, this one doesn't feel like it has a battery in it. No, it doesn't. Kind of sucks, but whatever. The seller did say some of these didn't have batteries, and this one's just like the other one. Here's a Sprint Samsung phone. Another touchscreen. This one actually has a good battery in it, so that's good, as you can see there. SPH M810. Here's yet again another Samsung Sprint phone. I believe most of these phones are on Sprint. This one has a battery in it that appears to be good. This is an SPH M300. I think there's actually another one of these in the lot, except I think it might be a different color, but I do remember seeing another M300 in the lot. I'm not going to turn on any of these or even try, just so then you guys will have to wait to see me tell you which ones work and which ones don't. Here's a Samsung phone on Singular. I don't have too many Singular phones. SGH D607. That was kind of hard to read, so maybe I misread that. We'll see. Again, pretty nice looking phone. Also had a battery. Okay, I know what this one is here. This is an LG Remark on Metro PCS. It has a battery. And yeah, this is kind of like a sort of competitor to the Samsung Reclaim. I hear this one here is also an eco-friendly phone. This is another one that I saw in the pictures. This is a Nokia 2610. I've actually kind of wanted one of these for a while, so this is pretty cool. Even though they're kind of cheap, I still like them. And this one does have a battery that isn't bloated, so that's nice. I remember seeing all four of these in the listing. I wonder if any of them have batteries. These are Samsung Moments. They look like the Samsung Intercept. This one's got a battery. This one doesn't. This one does. And this one does as well. So 3 out of 4 of them do have batteries. Very good. Here's a Huawei phone that's really sticky on the back on Metro PCS. No battery. And this is a Huawei M750. Here's another one of those Samsung Verizon phones. Hopefully this one doesn't have a bulge battery. Oh, it does. That sucks. Both of them have bulge batteries. So I think this is the other Samsung SPH M300 in the listing. Let's see. Yep, SPHM 300. Here's a BlackBerry. I don't know what carrier this is on, but the sides are incredibly sticky. Oh my goodness.
No man.
This is an 8330, so that's a curve, a BlackBerry curve, and I don't know what carrier it's on, so I'll have to find out. Here's a pink Samsung Sprint flip phone, SPH M510. There's the model number. No battery. Here's a BlackBerry curve on Verizon. I think I already have one of these. And this one does have a battery, so that's good. I want to say this is 85 something. Yeah, 8530. I have one of these, but now I have one that has a battery. Here's an LG Lotus on Sprint. If you remember, I got one of these from the recycling center almost a year ago. That did not work. And this one does have a battery, so hopefully this one works because these phones are kind of cool as well. And the back is also really sticky. Here's that BlackBerry charging pod, as you can see right there. This thing appears to be brand new. You can see which phones it works with, the 8300 through the 8330. So yeah, that's really cool. I'm going to set this to the side here. Here's an LG smartphone on T-Mobile. And this is the only T-Mobile phone that I think there is in the whole lot. If I'm wrong, you'll find out. This is a tough back. There we go. Yeah, it's an LG. The battery is a little bloated, but not so bad. This is an LG P999. This looks like an Android smartphone. Very cool. Here's another Samsung. I want to say this is the Galaxy Prevail. Like the original Prevail, not anything after it. This one does have a battery. That looks to be good. It might be water damaged. I'm going to start putting phones on the right side here. Here's a Samsung Freeform 3 on Metro PCS. And this one does have a battery. Here's a Motorola i465. This phone does have a specific name of it, but I forgot what it is. It's on Boost Mobile. Come on. This one does have a battery. And it's also pretty sticky. Here's a Motorola Droid X or X2. I don't know which one. Although I want to say this is the original Droid X. I also got one of these at the recycling center a while ago, but it was boot looping. And this one does have a battery as well. I'm going to see if it is bloated. Looks good. So that's pretty nice. Here's what appears to be the original Motorola Droid, the very first one from, I think, 2009, although I'm not sure. And this one doesn't appear to have a battery. No, it doesn't. That kind of sucks. But maybe the one I have from my Droid 2 will fit in here. We'll see. I'll tell you more about all of these phones in my update. Here's a Palm Trio 700WX. And I think this one has a battery in it. Yes, it does, so that's good. I thought these things were kind of cool. The buttons don't click very well, so maybe there's something wrong with this phone there. As you can see, it's a Windows phone. Here's an LG Chocolate, the first one with the capacitive buttons here. I have the Chocolate 2, which has the scroll wheel. The battery looks good. Here's another Motorola Droid. This one might also be a Droid X. This one has a replacement battery in it. Interesting. Here's another Huawei on AT&T. This might be the Ascend XT, although I'm not sure, just because I know the Ascend XT is a pretty large phone, and these are just about the only Huawei phones I know that AT&T ever sold. So yeah, pretty interesting there. I didn't even know that was in the lot. It's pretty cool. Here's an LG VX8350. I've known about this thing for a while. Does it have a battery? Yes, it does. These things look kind of cool, even though I think the 8300 honestly looks a little better. They're just about the same phone though. Here's another BlackBerry, World Edition. No battery, and it appears to be water damaged. 8830. That strong red water damage indicator on this phone is not a good sign at all. Here's an LG Optimus S. I have the Optimus V, which is the same thing as this phone, but on Virgin Mobile. This thing is on Sprint. This one has a battery. The battery looks good. Okay, the back here is really sticky. A lot of these phones are really sticky. Okay, here's another Motorola Droid X. This thing looks pretty nasty, but I'm going to be cleaning up all of these phones after this video, so don't any of you worry about that, because that's what I do anyway. Come on. Battery looks good. So now I've got 3 Droid X's. Hopefully at least one of them works. Here's another Samsung Galaxy Prevail on Boost Mobile. Does this one have a battery? Yes, it does. And this one actually has a back cover. Here's a BlackBerry Pearl 8100, it looks like, on Verizon. This one does have a battery that isn't bloated. That's very cool. Yep, that's the 8100. Possibly water damaged battery. So hopefully that thing is still good. Battery kind of fits in tightly. Not a bad thing though. Here is, what is this thing? I think it's there we go, it's a Motorola. Where is the model number? Okay, so this thing does not have a model number, and I don't know what carrier it's on either. So this thing is completely unknown to me right now. Here's a Samsung Fascinate on Verizon with an obviously broken AMOLED. The glass is still good though. This one doesn't have a battery in it either. That kind of sucks. This thing has a broken AMOLED. Here's another Motorola i465. Don't know what network this is on, and it does not have a battery either. Here's an LG Voyager. These things are pretty cool. I've actually kind of wanted one for a little while, and it does have a battery. I remember this thing. This is Sanyo on Cricket. I've never seen Sanyo phone on anything other than Sprint or one of its subsidiaries. So this is interesting. It slides out. It's got a good battery in it. Here's an HTC Evo Shift 4G. I have one of these already. already, and this one does have a battery in it. Hopefully it's not bloated because my other battery was. Alright, that's a good battery. Very nice. Here's another HTC on Sprint. Don't know what one this is. Not sure if it has a battery either. Takes a proprietary charger. Kind of reminds me of a MyTouch, if you know what those are. Okay, this does have a battery. A good battery. The water indicator is strong red on here. Here's an HTC Evo 3D. Don't know what carrier this is on, but this is a pretty interesting phone. How do I take the back off? Okay. No battery. Here's what I think is an HTC Amaze 4G, although I'm not sure. I think my dad had one of these years ago. Here's a Samsung Galaxy J3 that does not have a battery. It might have a broken screen from the looks of it. I don't know what carrier this is on, but it's a 2017 J3. Okay, SMJ327T1, so this is a J3 Prime on Metro PCS. I already have one of these, but this one appears to have a good back, so I'll just put it onto one of my other phones if this one doesn't work. Moving on here, this is a Samsung Juke on Verizon. This one has a weird sliding mechanism that goes like this here. This is a very weird phone. Has a scroll wheel. Does this one have a battery? It's a very small phone. Okay, the battery is integrated into the back cover here. Very interesting. SCHU 470. This phone looks like it works, so that's good. Here's an LG Rumor 2 on Virgin Mobile. This one does have a battery, although it might be bloated. Nope, not bloated. Very good. Here's an LG Ally on Verizon. Has a battery. The battery proves to be a bit of a challenge for me. There we go. Battery looks good. I'm expecting this phone here to work. I'm just curious, does this have an SD card? No, it doesn't. Here's some sort of Samsung slider phone. Don't know what this is. Okay, that's going to be a bit of a problem because the entire label here is completely faded out. It almost looks like somebody peeled it off. Just left the Sprint and the Samsung logo. Okay, here's another HTC Evo Shift 4G. I think this one also has a battery in it. Yep. Very good. This phone here looks good. This one might work. Here's a Kyocera Domino on Metro PCS. This button here is really sticky. And I think this one has a battery, so that's pretty good. Yep, this one has a battery. The battery looks good. another Palm with the old Sprint logo. This one appears to have good buttons. The Palm Trio 650. I don't know why some of these have stickers on them. I'm gonna have to take that off. I don't want those there. Ruins the look of the phone. Here's an LG Verizon flip phone. I think this is a 4000 series. Yeah, it's a VX 4500. The battery might be a little bloated, so that's a little worrisome. Here's a Samsung flip phone on Metro PCS. SCH R430. Very nice. Here's another LG chocolate, except in black. This one also has a battery. Here's some LG track phone device, an Android phone. This one has a battery. The battery looks really good on this thing, so this phone probably works. Here's another LG Optimus S, of course on Sprint. No battery. Here's some sort of LG Optimus phone on T-Mobile. Don't know what the model is of this. This is the E769, and it does not have a battery. Okay. This one here might be a goner because you can see it has lots of cracks on it. This is a Samsung Admire on Metro PCS. It has a battery, even though it might be bloated. Okay, this battery is bloated, so that's going to have to go gone. You can see the phones piling up on the sides here. Now we're down to the last 5 phones in this entire lot. This is an LG VX 4650. I don't think this one has a battery. No, it doesn't. The only reason I know what this phone is because it has a giant speaker and a tiny little inner screen. Here's another LG Verizon phone. I believe the rest of these phones here in the box are on Verizon. This is a VX 5200 with a battery. Very nice. Here's some sort of LG bar phone. I've never seen this thing before, honestly. Has a battery. Very cool. This is an LG VX 2000. So that's very interesting. Here's a Samsung SCH U410 on Verizon. I have 2 of these already. This one has an obviously bloated battery. Yeah, this thing's going away immediately, but just take a look at this thing first. An insanely bloated battery. And the back cover's actually warped a little bit. And here's the last phone, which is an LG Accolade, or the VX 5600. I hear these phones are pretty common, but somehow I never had one until now, and it does have a battery. The battery looks good. That's a little strange. No model inside here, so that makes me think this might have been a refurbished phone, because I know the refurbished phones sometimes do not have the labels on the inside of them. So yeah, that's the lot. Let's get this box out of here. Whoa. This is a big box, as you can see. Doesn't even fit on the entire camera screen. And before I go, I'm going to get these phones arranged nicely for you guys so you can see them more organized. And I'll come back when I do that. And just for fun here, I'm going to unbox this little charging pod here. This will take just a matter of seconds. There's the documentation, and this thing has some plastic wrap on it. So yeah, that's pretty interesting here. Doesn't look like it comes with a cable, but it just takes a normal mini USB cable. That's what this is called. So now I've arranged these phones definitely more nicely, and I counted them up as well, and there is 78 phones total. That is a lot of phones for $32, so I ended up paying less than 50 cents per phone, which I think is an absolute steal. I don't know what you guys think, but knowing what I know about buying phones, I got quite the deal. So I'm going to sign off here and test all these phones as well as clean them up. And with that, I hope you enjoyed this video, this really long video. If you did, leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, peace. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Morgborg Tech. This is just going to be a quick unboxing here of a phone I bought on eBay. This cost me about $6. It's a Sanyo Katana on Sprint. And yeah, let's get into it. Let's turn on the phone now. If it has any charge. Okay. Battery appears to be fully charged. And yeah. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, peace. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Morgborg Tech. This is a quick unboxing of a Nokia 6102 on Singular. So I'm going to start by breaking open into the box here. Alright.
Oh,
Pull out the phone here. So here you go. This thing looks like it's in pretty good condition. Screen's a little scuffed, but otherwise it's in pretty good condition. Should have a battery, and yes it does. Might not be charged, so we'll see about that. The BL4C. So let's just give it a quick test, see if it turns on. And yes it does. So I'm going to have to dig up the SIM card for this thing. They actually call it a smart chip because that's the name of the SIM cards used for AT&T and Singular back in the day. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, peace. welcome back to Morgborg Tech. This is an unboxing of my third eBay phone lot. This is a much smaller phone lot than anything I've gotten previously. This is just a lot of 12 phones here. They're all basic phones. And I got this because I pretty much liked every single phone that was in here. And it cost me about $19, so not bad in my opinion. These are all untested. There we go. So let's see what we've got in here. I know every single phone that's in here, I believe. Props to the seller because this is packaged very well. You can see these are all wrapped individually in tissue paper. So what is here first? Okay, this here is a Samsung Rugby on AT&T. This is the first Rugby. Now I think this one's actually pretty interesting here because it's yellow. Not sure, but I think these are kind of rare, the yellow color, because I almost always see these in black. I'll start setting them down here. I was able to fit them all onto my white screen this time. Okay, this here is a Sanyo. I'm pretty sure this is the SCP-3100 on Sprint, although I will double check. Yes, this is the 3100. I like these Sanyo phones, as you might know, so having another one of these is pretty cool. And this one's in pretty good shape too. Here's a Nokia. No carrier branding at all.
No,
This one
mine
here is a 6010. This one might actually be unlocked, so that's pretty cool. There should be another one of these in the lot. Okay, this one here is pretty sticky. Okay, the tissue paper appears to be sticking. Yeah, this one here is pretty sticky. This is an LG slider phone, a music phone on AT&T. This one's pretty cool as well. Has a battery. This is an LG CF360. It's almost like a cheaper version of the chocolate, if I say so myself. Okay, so it just slipped out of here. This is another Nokia 6010. Hopefully this one has a battery, and yes it does. Let's see what's in here. This is a Nokia 6030. This one has no carrier branding on it. I was honestly hoping that it was a singular model, although I'm not so sure. If it's unlocked, that would be just as cool. Okay, this here is an Altel phone, pretty cool. As you can see right there, I've actually been looking to get Altel phones for a while. This is an AX275 SV. The SV just simply means silver because they had this phone in multiple colors. I'm pretty sure you could also get it in green and maybe black, if I remember correctly. There's at least 2 other Altel phones in this lot too, which you'll see. And here's another one of them. This is a Samsung SCH U420. This is the Nimbus, I believe. Just a little slider phone here, kind of like my D807 on singular, except this one might be a bit cheaper. This one does not have a battery, if you can't tell. Okay, this one here is pretty sticky as well. Okay, so don't know what happened here, but the back cover is like stuck to this plastic piece. Don't know if that was intentional or not. This is a 6126. Pretty nice. This here's a long phone. I'm pretty sure I know what this one is. And yes, this is a Motorola Talkabout of sorts. Apparently this thing just takes some regular old batteries. I'm not going to check the model on here. Wouldn't surprise me if that Motorola could just take regular old AA batteries. That actually be something to figure out. I'm almost positive this is another Altel phone. Okay, this one is not. It's got glitter on it. This should be an LG 125. Might have a bloated battery, but I'm not sure. No, it doesn't. Yeah, this is the LG LX 125. This one was a Sprint phone, although this one does not have any Sprint branding, so I'm not sure what carrier it's on. It's probably on some sort of prepaid or government carrier. And here's the last phone in here, so I know which one this is. This should be an LG AX125, if I remember right. An Altel phone. some have said on other videos I have seen, and I've actually made attempts to correct people, this is not the same phone as the 200C. The 200C is a little bit different. I think actually a bit more feature-packed than this thing. As you can see on this phone here, it doesn't have the light on the front of it. I'm pretty sure the 200C has. They look pretty similar though. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Morgborg Tech. Here is yet again another eBay phone lot unboxing. I was telling myself that I probably wouldn't be buying another lot for a while because I wouldn't have found anything good, but lo and behold, I found this. So anyway, this is actually my most expensive phone lot yet. It's a lot of 25 phones, and I paid almost $66 for this after taxes and shipping. Now, as indicated by the title, I got this lot because it came with a bunch of phones from Europe and possibly other countries. If it was just American phones in this lot and only American phones, I wouldn't have gotten this because otherwise it would have been too expensive. So without any further ado, I haven't unboxed this, I haven't taken off the tape, so I will do that on camera for us right now. So here we are. This is what I am greeted with. Bubble wrap. Let's just take this out here. And this so far appears to be presented very similarly to how my first ever phone lot was presented. Except this comes in just one bag. And so I'll start pulling out these devices and show you them. A lot of these have little labels on them, so I'll have to take them off. So first off, here's a Sony Ericsson. Pretty interesting looking. It looks like it might be missing the camera. Kind of weird. This is on orange, and I'm pretty sure this is a K750i. Actually, never mind. There is the camera. I don't know what goes here. I don't know how the battery comes out. I don't want to break this thing. I was told that all of these phones come with batteries, so hopefully that is actually true. Here is an American phone. This is an LG B470 on AT&T. This one also comes with a SIM card too. That's pretty cool. They sold these for quite a few years until I think about 2017. I think they sold them from like 2015 to 2017. They were pretty popular with the non-smartphone crowd. Here is an iPod Touch 4th generation, 32 gigabyte. I wouldn't be surprised if the screen on this thing is broken, but hopefully it isn't. Here is a Samsung Galaxy something of sorts. It might be some kind of X-cover phone. As you can see, this is the GTS 7710. Moving on, here is a Verizon LG smartphone. I think this might be the LG Optimus Exceed. Or maybe not, because this is an LTE phone. The VS840. Here is a BlackBerry Storm. Supposedly this thing clicks in the center. That's how the touchscreen works on this thing. Let's see if it has a battery. Yes, it does. Moving on, here is a pretty cheap looking Samsung smartphone. Let's see what the model of this is, because I might know what it is if I know what the model is. This is the GT S6310N. So this is the Samsung Galaxy Young, a very cheap smartphone from 2013. Next up is a Nokia. Looks like this one is on Claro, or Claro, however you say that. This battery looks like it is bloated, so that will have to go thrown out. This is the 1208. Next up is a Nokia 6102 or 6102i on singular. I actually didn't even see this in the listing, so maybe they gave this to me by accident. Yeah, this is the 6102i. I already have one of these, of course. If you saw my little short unboxing video of one I got on eBay. Here's a pretty nice looking Nokia. The back cover appears to be taped shut. So here is an LG Verizon LTE. This looks like the G2. Anyway, moving on. Here is a Phonak My Pilot. This might not even be a phone, but I'm not sure. I know nothing about it, so I'll take a look at it later. Here is an Alcatel candy bar on AT&T. This was a Go phone back in the day. I forget how old this is, but I've seen a few of these in the box on eBay. This is the OT510. Here's another Samsung Galaxy. Looks like another European one. GTI 8160, I think that says, with a British T-Mobile SIM card, so this is a European phone, all right. Here is an iPhone 3GS. Looks like the screen is damaged, sadly. Here's a Sony Xperia. Let's see. I think this is the LT26i. Well, it looks like this here fell off. I think that's the power button. Here is a Sharp phone with a lot of stickers on it. This one is on Vodafone. This is the Sharp GZ200. Some interesting phones in here. What kind of charger does this take? I might have that. Maybe I don't, though. here is a Samsung candy bar phone. This is definitely got to be a European phone. GTE 1050V on Vodafone, of course. Here's a Samsung. This looks pretty weird. Doesn't slide. So this might be an MP3 player. YP-T9J. Interesting. Here's an Alcatel QWERTY phone on AT&T. I think this was also a Go phone back in the day. Battery's bloated, sadly. This is the OT871. Here's a Nokia on T-Mobile. This might be an American phone. This is the 1616. This is an American phone. I think not too long ago I found one of these brand new on eBay, although it got sold pretty quickly. Here's a ZTE flip phone. The symbol something. Z320, and it looks like it's on Metro PCS. Here is a Samsung Stratosphere, SCHI 405. Looks like I'm down to a few phones. Here is a Motorola on orange.
Oh.
With a strange battery tip. This is the V220. Here is a Nokia X2. This one looks pretty nice. And here is the last phone. So now I will get organized a bit and come back. So here are the phones a little better organized, and I will go ahead and test these off camera and make an update video when they've all been tested. And with that, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, peace. And welcome back to Morgborg Tech. Once again, I'm using another new camera for this video. This is a Samsung Galaxy S10 5G. Let me know what you think. Hopefully the audio and video quality are better. I think they certainly are, but I want to know what you think about that. Anyway, here is a quick unboxing. This is a Motorola V262 on Altel. I got this phone because it was on Altel and it potentially has a battery that I've been looking for a very long time. And before I open this up, it'll be very quick here. Kudos to the seller. They know who they are because I know that they are probably watching this. You packaged this very well, so then I don't have to worry about blacking out any shipping information. So yeah, let's get into it.
Đừng coi.
Alright, here's the phone. It's pretty beat up, which I already knew. But anyway, the inside here is in pretty good condition. It's kind of dirty though, so I'll end up cleaning this up. So, just check, see if it has a battery here. It is not going to have a SIM card slot. Feels pretty light, so it might be dead. So far with this camera, the focus seems to be a lot better with it. Alright, anyway, that was just a quick unboxing of a Motorola V262 on Altel. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, peace. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Morgborg Tech. Here again with another phone lot. This is a lot of 33 phones. I paid about 36 bucks for this, so this is actually one of the best priced phone lots I've seen on eBay in quite a long time, which says something because I found some pretty good lots in the past. Anyway, let's get into it. I don't have much more to say about this, other than that this is all basic phones. There are no smartphones in here this time. So a little callback to one of my previous phone lots. You should know which one. Packing peanuts. So I'll go ahead and take these out real quick. Okay, so I should have gotten all of the packing peanuts out of this box. And here you can see some of the phones. With the way this is packaged, it's kind of packaged in layers. So this is only probably about a third of the lot. And let's start with this one here because I just realized this one's pretty interesting. This is a Motorola on T-Mobile, except if you haven't noticed, this is a dummy phone. So this would have been on display in a retail store back in who knows when. So, because this is not an actual electronic device, I will not be including this in my update on this lot, but I might just hang on to this because, you know, a dummy phone, just a retail display, pretty cool stuff. You don't see that everywhere. Next up is this Alcatel Quick Flip on Cricket. I was told only some of these have batteries, so not all of them do. Let's see if this one does. Yes, it has a battery. Looks good. Has a SIM card as well. If I need it, of course. These are all untested. Here is some sort of LG on Verizon. VX6000. Might be water damaged. We'll see.
Dạ đấy.
Here's a Motorola i776 on Boost Mobile. This is a callback to my first phone lot because that had one of these in it. So yeah, that one ended up being broken. It had a broken screen. I think I already know that this one doesn't have a battery, and it appears to be water damaged, so there's that. Here's an LG VX6100. Has a battery. Battery looks good. Here's a Nokia on T-Mobile. This looks just like my 6102i on Singular. Very strong water indicator, which I've noticed with a lot of these phones here. So hopefully they still work. Here's an LG B470 with a broken front screen. Has a battery. This one, the water indicator is not red, which is good. Here's a Motorola V220 missing the antenna on Singular. I got one of these in my last phone lot. Battery looks good. Might be a generic battery. Here's a Samsung on T-Mobile. Looks pretty cool. Battery is bloated, unfortunately. Let's put that back in for now. Here is Verizon Casio. This might be the G's one Ravine 2. Definitely taking this case off though. Looks in pretty good shape. Still has some of the stickers on it. Battery looks good. I'm expecting this one to work. Here's I think this is a UT Starcom on Virgin Mobile. Pretty dirty, although my hand is kind of dirty now too. Has a battery. Looks good. CDM 8074VM. Here's a Sanyo on Sprint. I think this might be the SCP-3200. And yes, it is. This is the 3200. This one is pink. As far as I know, pink Sanyo phones aren't very easy to find, so that's interesting. Here's another LG VX6100. Something scratched into here. No means no. Okay. That battery's in there pretty tightly, and I don't want to rip off my fingernail on camera, so I'll take care of that later. And here are the rest of the phones. Here's another Motorola. This one's on Verizon. This is a T720C. I'm expecting this one to work if I have the right charger for it. I'll fix the back cover later. Here's another LG B470. Battery looks good. The back cover has an address on it and someone's name. Here's a Sanyo Tahoe. I've seen these around. Pretty rugged phone. by Kyocera. No water indicator. I'm still getting the hang of focusing with this camera, so if you see me play around with it quite a bit, that's why. Lots of little snaps right there. Here is what appears to also be another VX6100. Battery might just be a little bloated. Yep. So there were 3 VX6100s in the lot. Here's a Motorola on singular. Not sure what this one is. A lot of new phones that I haven't seen before. Okay, I don't quite see a model on this one. Here's a Samsung on AT&T. Pretty cool looking phone, honestly. Bloated battery, sadly. SGH A707. Here's another Samsung on T-Mobile, an older one. I'm almost certain I don't have the charger for this. Battery looks good. This is a SGH X495. It's definitely an older one there. Just see what kind of charger it takes. Yeah, I do not have that one. I've been looking for it though. Here's another A707 in a lot better shape. Oh, it's got some rubber right here. Kind of sticky rubber from here. Get that cleaned up at some point. No battery.
No money.
Here's a Motorola Razr on singular. Looks good. Looks like a V3Q, I think. Can't read that very well. Here is a Motorola Renegade V950. Hinge is broken, possibly. At least I have one of these already. Looks like it has the extended battery. As you can see, just kind of hangs open. So the hinge is definitely broken. Hopefully the phone still works. Here's an LG 450. It's either on T-Mobile or Metro PCS. T-Mobile is a B450. Wire damaged battery. Lots of red water indicators on these phones. Maybe not the best sign. Here's a ZTE on AT&T. Looks like the Z222. Has a battery. Looks good. That is the Z222. Here's an LG 441G, I think this is, on TracFone. Yep, I had one of these at some point, but it was missing the SIM card, so it didn't work. Here's an LG on T-Mobile. I'm pretty sure this is the GS170. Battery looks good. Yep, that is the GS170. Here's a Motorola, an old one because it's got the old AT&T logo. I think this might be the V60. Yeah, V60T. Pretty old phone there. Here's a Samsung and AT&T. Pretty sure this is the SGH A237. Strong water indicator.
No.
Yeah, this is the A237. Here's another Motorola Razr on AT&T, obviously. In pretty good shape. It's got a different battery type for some reason. V3, maybe the V3G, not sure. I was wondering when I'd stumble upon an AT&T one of these because I haven't seen them too much. I've mostly seen the Verizon and T-Mobile versions of them. Here's an LG VX8350 with a broken hinge. This one is in red. Looks like whoever had this before tried to paint on it.
No.
Here's a Samsung Smooth on Verizon. Back in the day, these were pretty common. They were prepaid phones. Some of the cheapest you could get. They are littered all over eBay. Somehow I haven't had one yet. U350. So that is the Smooth. And here's the last phone, which appears to be another Razr on Singular, possibly. Strong red water indicator. V3. So yeah, that is the phone lot. I'll just put these back in the box for now. So there is the 33-piece phone lot. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, peace. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Morgborg Tech. Here is a quick unboxing of a phone that was technically just 1 cent on eBay. This is a Pantech Ease on AT&T, and I paid $5.20 for shipping on this, but the actual bid price was 1 cent. This comes with the original box, and the pictures on the listing indicate that this turns on to the insert SIM screen, so it should work.
Yeah, dude.
It's got a shipping label on the back, so I don't want to show that. Looks like it was sealed at one point. It's got a DVD or a CD-ROM of sorts. Let's just look at this here. Here's the phone. A slider. It's got a good battery, of course. looks like we got the manuals and that's it, no charger. Let's see if this has any power. It does not. It appears to take micro USB. So there's a quick unboxing of a 1-cent phone, the Pantech Ease from AT&T. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, peace. Hello everyone, and welcome back to morgborg Tech. I have purchased a new backdrop for my videos. It looks the exact same as my previous one, but hopefully it looks a little cleaner because my previous one had some scratches and dings on it. So, with that out of the way, here are two different packages that I've ordered recently. These are both Altel phones. It actually took me quite a few days to get this one here, but I finally have it. I wanted to make a video of these together, so yeah, here goes. One of them is a Samsung and the other is a Kyocera. Alright, so let's take a look at the phones in here. Here's the Samsung. This is an SCH U520. Battery is heavily bloated, unfortunately. Looks like I have it though. Not a big deal. Here's the Kyocera. I don't know what model this is, so let's just check. This looks like a KX16. Let's see if this phone has any power because the battery is not bloated. This one does not appear to have any power. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, peace.
No.
Hello everyone, welcome back to morgborg Tech. Here is a short unboxing of Samsung SGH X496 that I believe is on Cellular One, which is more of a carrier you sort of see in rural America. Anyway, this comes with the box. I paid about 15 bucks for it. So yeah, let's get into it. I ripped off the shipping label here because I was able to. Alright, so a little bit of air wrap there. And here's the box. As you can see, no carrier branding. Comes with the charger. And so here's the phone here. Pretty clean. It should work. It is not charged right now though. Battery's good. As you can see, Cellular One SIM card. Here's the charger with the old proprietary Samsung tip. So yeah, that was a quick little unboxing of Samsung X496. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, peace. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Morgborg Tech. Here I have 3 different phones, as you can see. A couple are in this package, there's one in this one. This phone here I've bought from a seller I've bought a few phones from in the past, and these phones here I bought from a new seller. So my voice is kind of stuffy right now. I have a bit of nasal congestion, just bear with me. I just wanted to get this video done for you all. These 2 in here I believe are an LG and a Kyocera, and in here is a Sanyo. And so yeah, let's get into it. I'm gonna actually do this one here first. As you can probably see, the phone is right here. Just gotta get into this air wrap here. This little bubble. And here we go. Here's the first phone. Pretty sure this is a PM8200. Yes, it is. If I didn't say it before, these all work, even though one of them has a little bit of water damage. So here's one of the phones, and the other should be right in here as well. Alright, here's the second phone. This is an LG Freedom on US Cellular. I believe other carriers had that phone under a different name. If I'm being honest, it reminds me of the LG Extrovert 2. By the way, that phone is on Verizon. And here's the last phone. This is a Kyocera Dura XV. So I'll go ahead and turn these on for you real quick. These should all have juice in them. There we go. Okay, so I'm pretty sure this one just has a dead battery, unfortunately, so I can't turn that on right now. And this Sanyo has a charge. Nice old Sanyo startup sound there. So there is just a 3-piece phone lot. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, peace. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Morgborg Tech. Here is an unboxing of another phone lot. This is 2 phones and a charger, 1 flip phone and a smartphone, a Samsung and an HTC. This arrived about a week later than my other lot, otherwise I'd have included it in that video. It ended up getting lost in the mail. Alright, so it looks like it has multiple chargers here. A Motorola charger, looks like for a Razer. I already have one of those. Another charger here for a Samsung, just the small tip there. Here's a smartphone, an HTC on Verizon. I'm not sure of the model on this one, although it looks like an older phone that I might not have the charger for. These both should work. Let's just see what model this is. PB00100. I'm sure I'll find out what model this is later. And here's the other phone. This is a Samsung Hue on Alto. So let's see if these phones turn on here right now. Okay.
Yeah.
So it looks like both of these were reset, and this one here is on the setup screen. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, peace. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Morgborg Tech. Today I'm unboxing some Verizon phones, and by some I mean only 5 or 6. So this is a pretty big box, as you can tell, but the listing that I bought these from, it was a lot of 5, even though the seller messaged me. We kind of exchanged messages a little bit, and the seller messaged that they might include a 6th phone, and so these might have chargers, these might not, but they should all be working, even though some of them don't have batteries. And yeah, let's get into it. I paid about $15 for these. And also, this box here is pretty dirty, so if anything gets on my hands, you'll know why. Alright, so a lot of paper wrapping here. And how nice of the seller here. They did not say anything about including the boxes, but it looks like they did. So let's start with this one here. SCH A870. It's upside down. Okay, so this is an empty box. Here are the phones. Phones and BlackBerry. So the BlackBerry is the bonus phone. So this is a box for a Samsung Haven. Packed pretty full here, so they had to tape it. And yes, these do have chargers. What is this thing here? Jabra. Just a mini USB there. Here's a Samsung. So it looks like the old square tip. LG. Round tip. Here's another Samsung charger. This one also has the square tip. Here are some cases rubber banded together for an A870 Samsung. This one might be broken, maybe not. I can't tell that one. Well, okay. As you can see, it says Verizon on it. I'm not sure what this one's for. I'm not sure, but these must have been like the seller's old phones or something from over the years. because they have a lot of accessories for them and the boxes. Here is a dock charger, micro USB. And so here are the phones. This is a Samsung SCH A870. Just double check your battery might be bloated. Battery's a little bloated. And yes, that is the A870. Let's see if this one turns on. This one should work. As you can see, it's got some of the gunk on it. Okay, so this one doesn't have any juice. Here are two LG VX3200s. These do not have any charge. Here's a Samsung SCH U540. Battery's bloated. No power. Here's Samsung Haven. No battery. This one still should work though. And here's the BlackBerry. Let's see which one this is. Looks like it has a good battery. 8330, so that is a BlackBerry Curve. And it looks like it does have some charge. So yeah, that was quite a decent phone lot with the boxes and chargers, as you know, and some pretty nice phones here. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, peace. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Morgborg Tech. Here are 3 phones here individually packaged that I've gotten in the last week. I actually have a bunch more coming on the way, so stay tuned for that. I was actually going to include these 3 with the phones I'm still waiting for, but combined with my anticipation to open these here because there's some cool stuff here, as well as shipping being pretty slow lately on USPS's part, I decided I'll just make these 3 their own separate video. And so let's get into it. These each cost me roughly $6, probably a little more for some of them. I know what these are, but I don't remember which package they were in because I've been hanging on to these for almost a week at this point. Let's just see what's in here. Alright, so this is an LG UX300 on US Cellular. I believe the battery cover just comes out like this. Pretty weird, honestly. This is actually the first LG phone that I have now that's like this. I know of a couple others. I think the VX5500 is another one that slides out to the side like that. And here's a Sanyo Katana LX on Sprint. This one is blue. Pretty beat up, but still another Sanyo phone. Pretty cool. And the last one here. And so this one here is pretty cool. This is a Samsung SGH X507 on Rogers. That is a Canadian carrier. This is actually my first Canadian phone, and I'm expecting to have a bunch more on the way from different carriers. This one needs a SIM card, which I happen to buy. So in a week or so, I'll be seeing a SIM card for this. So let's see if any of these have juice. Start with this one here. This one does have some power. No boot up sound, so hopefully the earpiece or speaker isn't broken. I don't think it is. Let's try the Sanyo here. Also has some power. pretty interesting. This was one of the Sprint speed phones. And lastly, let's try this Canadian phone. As you can see, this one says insert SIM, and I currently do not have a SIM card for this, so I'll have to wait to be able to fully turn this one on. And if the SIM card I get allows this phone to work, you will be seeing this in my update, as in my update video for February. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, peace. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Morgborg Tech. Here I have 7 phones. These are mostly Canadian phones this time, and I actually have a couple more phones on the way, but they haven't arrived yet, so I'll put those in a different video, and those will probably be featured in March's phone update video, depending on when I receive them. So, this is a package I got earlier this week, and this I got just now, basically. And let's get into it. So here's the first phone here. This is some sort of Samsung on Bell. That is a Canadian carrier. I do not believe Bell Canada is related to the Bell system, which was the giant phone company in the US in the 20th century. So let's see which one this is. SPH A580. Sprint had a version of this one, of course on Sprint, with the Sprint branding, but it was similar to this one. Looks like it has some of the sticky rubber on it that I will have to clean up. Here's the other phone in the package. This is a Sanyo SCP-7300 on Bell. I will not show you the bottom of this one because there is a phone number on the back of it. And now let's get into this other package here. So let's take a look at these. This is a Samsung SPH M500 on Bell. No battery. All of these phones should work, by the way. Looks like the charging port here does not want to stay on. I will look into that later. Here's an American phone here. This is an LG VX3200 on Altel. If you didn't know, I actually got a couple of VX3200s recently, but on Verizon. This is an Altel variant, of course, and so that's nice to have. I'm always looking for more Altel phones. Here's the other American phone. The rest of them in here are Canadian. This is an LG UX390 on US Cellular. I wonder how loud this speaker is, because if it's like the VX4650, where that has a big speaker, this one might also be pretty noisy too. Looks like there's some sort of red button here. Not sure what that's for. If it might be an emergency button or something. Here's an LG on Telus. That's another Canadian carrier. This is the LG 285, and I'm pretty sure this is the Canadian version of the LG VX5400. If it isn't, it at least looks very similar. And last here is a Samsung SPH A640, I think, on Virgin Mobile Canada. Yep, A640. Sprint had one of these in the US. So let's go ahead and see if any of these turn on. This one does. No startup sound. Let's try the Sanyo. Now, I don't know if that Bell Sanyo startup screen has ever been seen on YouTube, so if it hasn't, I've never been able to find it, then I guess this is the first time a Sanyo phone on Bell has been featured on YouTube, although I have my doubts. Someone can confirm in the comments if I'm right or wrong about that. Of course, this Samsung here does not have a battery. Let's try this LG. This one has power. Let's try this other LG here. There's the power button. To go ahead and skip this one here because so obviously that is not the American Virgin Mobile startup sound. That is a very famous sound. You might have seen it before. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, peace. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Morgborg Tech. This will just be a quick video here. This is a lot of two phones. They are both on TELUS. One of them is a Kyocera and the other is a Samsung. These are just a couple more phones that I've been hanging on to. And yeah, let's get into it. There's not much more to say other than that. Alright, so let's get into these. Alright, so this one here is a Kyocera Energy on TELUS, and it looks like it is already turned on somehow. So that happened. I will turn this off though so you can see the animation. Not sure how you get the back cover off of this one. And here is what I think is a Samsung SCH A870. Yes, it is. This one does not have a battery. Has some sticky rubber on it. So I'll just go ahead and turn this one on for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'll have a pretty big video for next week. And yeah, peace. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Morgborg Tech, here with a lot of 10 what I think are some pretty unique phones, as you will see. This cost me about $20, and some of these should have batteries, but they are all untested. So yeah, let's get into it. Here we can see it is all enclosed. Alright, so here we are with the phones right here. I'll go ahead and take them out of this pretty dirty bubble wrap here. So let's take a look at them here, starting with this AudioVox CDM8910. No battery, and I'm not sure if I have the charger for it or not. Can't quite get that charger port cover off. Here's the next phone here, which actually looks very similar to a phone I got recently, the Kyocera Energy on Telus, except this here is on Cricket. Let's see if it's the same model number, K493LC, whereas the one I had on Telus, which is the K494LC. Here's this LG on AT&T with the swivel camera. As you can see, pretty dirty. Battery looks good. This is the LG CU500V, and it does not have a SIM card. Here's a Samsung Snap on Altel. Has a slightly bloated battery, but I think it'll be just fine. Here's a Samsung on AT&T. Looks like a Java phone. SGH A887. Here's a Samsung on Singular. Pretty unique looking one. I haven't seen this one before actually. Battery looks good. It might be water damaged though. SGH D357. Here's Samsung A650 on Verizon. And it looks like someone actually removed the battery pack from this, so there's no battery for this one. Not sure how they managed that either, without hurting themselves. Here's another Samsung on AT&T. Just a flip phone here. SGH A437, might also be water damaged. Here's a pretty interesting looking Samsung phone on Sprint. I have never seen this one before. SCH 8500. It's got to be a pretty old one. And here's our last one, a Samsung on Altel. Mechanism here is a little stiff. This one looks good. SCH N330. I want to say this phone was released on multiple carriers actually, so it wasn't just an Altel phone back in the day. Bit of an older phone too. So anyways, as I will do sometimes with phone lots, I would post the updates for them in the description. However, I will not be doing that with this video, as I actually have another phone lot coming on the way. I believe it's another lot of 10, and I'll go ahead and combine this lot and that future lot into one update video. So you'll be seeing that in a few weeks. And with that, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, peace. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Morgborg Tech. Here is the second 10-piece phone lot. These cost the same as my previous lot, and this lot here, these phones, I will combine with the previous lot's phones for one 20-piece phone lot update, which will be the next video, so stay tuned for that. And without any further ado, let's get into this. Alright, here we go. So, it looks like one of the batteries was dislocated from its phone. Battery happens to be bloated, unfortunately. But let's start with this one here. This is a Samsung. This is a SGH X427 on singular with a bloated battery. Here's a Sanyo VI2300 on Sprint, and for some reason it says 5,099 on the back. Not sure what that means.
Yeah.
Battery looks good, no signs of water damage. Screens are looking good.
Yeah.
Here's this Audio Vox on Altel. Has a battery. Battery looks good. Here's an LG F7200 on singular with a good battery. Possible water damage though. This is actually what I got this lot for. This is an LG on Altel, the AX490. Now what's cool about this phone here, if you notice this is a fast tap keyboard. This is one of the few fast tap phones I have seen. I'm almost certain I have the battery for this one. Here's a Kyocera on Altel, a slider phone, and it does not have a battery. Possible water damage. Here's a Sony Ericsson on singular. Let's see what this one is. No battery, but this is a Z500A. Possible water damage. Here's a Sanyo on Sprint. I'm pretty sure I just got one of these recently. And yes, I did. This is a PM8200. Next up, here's a Samsung SGH A107 on AT&T. Has a battery. And it looks like this phone would work if the screens are good. So if this inner screen is good, I'm pretty sure this one will work. And then here's a Pantech on AT&T, pretty beat up, no battery. P2000, so I actually already have one of these. I've had it for a while. This one is in the exact same condition. No battery, no back cover. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, peace.